positive learning environment where members can develop their leadership and communication skills, which in turn helps them to foster their self confidence and personal growth. Let me share the ground rules of today's meeting. Please put your noise making devices on silent mode. Please do not speak or move around while speakers are speaking, and kindly refrain from speaking about sex, politics, and religion. Without any further ado, let me hand this session over to the presiding officer of the day, who is a passionate educator with 13 years experience in teaching across various engineering colleges. She also has ME Gold Medal, and she's also a passionate Toastmaster who has won second place in international speech contest division level and third place in area level evaluation contest. Without any further delay, please welcome the presiding officer, the president of Dynamic Leaders Club, Toastmaster Satya Aguila. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Vaishnavi, for that great start and also for setting the ground rules. It was an amazing introduction. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Honorable dignitaries, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests, a very warm welcome to all for the 100th milestone meeting of Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club. Success is not an accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. All the members of our club have an equal effort behind the success of our club. I would like to dedicate a verse to the members of Dynamic Leaders Forum on this memorable occasion. Born during pandemic, grown into a gigantic, meetings are systematic, members are charismatic, learnings are fantastic, changes were drastic, sprinkles lot of magic. Congratulations to our Dynamic. There is no celebration without a feast, right? Here comes the feast to your ears and eyes from any guesses? She is the most expected person. The feast is from our Toastmasters International President, Distinguished Toastmaster Margaret Page. I request the Zoom master to share the screen.
Good morning, Dynamic Leaders Forum, Toastmasters Club from District 120, India, club number 7786563 in Division H, Area 2. Congratulations on your 100th milestone meeting. My name is Margaret Page, and I'm Toastmasters International President for the 21-22 year. Congratulations on your success this year. You have already earned 10 DCP points. Looking forward to seeing what you will end the year with. And you have 39 members to date. Bravo, congratulations. I'd like to invite you to embrace my 3-2-1 model as you continue on your journey of growing your communication and leadership skills. It goes like this. After each and every Toastmasters meeting, jot down 3 things that you learned in this meeting. I always do it on my cell phone. If you still like to handwrite, do it that way. 2 is send 2 compliments to people that were in that meeting. At the end of the meeting, acknowledge their greatness, acknowledging their X factor, their secret sauce, what is absolutely amazing about them. That will help you understand how you too would like to grow yourself. Number one in the 3-2-1 model is send one note of gratitude to someone after each and every meeting, acknowledging your appreciation for what they did, which has allowed you to grow. Please embrace my 3-2-1 model and you'll get to where you want to go quicker, faster, better. Congratulations once again on your 100th milestone meeting. I look forward to seeing you either in Nashville in August of 2022 or somewhere in the Toastmasters Zoomiverse.
So this moment, I would like to thank Madam President, Distinguished Toastmaster Margaret Page for this wonderful video. Immediately she accepted for my request and she sent this video. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I believe that we all embrace her 3-2-1 model in all our Toastmasters meetings. Right, this very minute, let the celebration begin. To take us through the celebration, we have two special persons with us here. The first person is our charter member, while the other is a newbie. The former is a stupendous storyteller, whereas the latter is a scintillating story writer. The former is an entrepreneur, while the other is a college graduate. But both of them have one thing in common. They love reading books. I'm so glad to introduce the Masters of Ceremony, Toastmaster Sridevi and Toastmaster Janaki. This moment, I would like to say that our charter member, Toastmaster Sridevi, have attended all 100 meetings from the start till today, and that shows her passion towards Toastmastering. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sridevi. Let me hand over the session to the two beautiful ladies. Over to you, Toastmaster Sridevi and Toastmaster Janaki.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests all around the world. This is Toastmaster Sridevi.
This is Toastmaster Janaki. Once again, we welcome you to our 100th milestone. We invite our remarkable keynote speakers, distinguished Toastmasters, leadership team of District 120 and other districts, members and guests for your valuable time in being present in this historical event of Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club's 100th milestone meeting happening today, 6th March 2022 at 3 IST.
Before moving into our session, let me ask you a few questions. I request all of you to switch on your camera and unmute yourself and answer these questions.
Can I say you a secret? All the answers are 100, so we can rock it.
Yes, here I go. How many years are there in a century?
100.
Answers from the audience?
100.
Yes, please, thank you. What is the boiling point of water?
100.
How many senators are there in the United States?
100.
How many yards are there in an American football field?
100.
What is a perfect square number which has its square root as 10?
100.
How many pennies or paisas are there in $1 or rupee?
100.
What is the sum of the first 9 prime numbers?
100.
What is the sum of the first 10 odd numbers?
100.
How many letter tiles are there in a Scrabble game?
100.
How many sweat glands are there in 1 square inch of skin?
100.
What is the meeting number of Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club?
100.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing the euphoric energy with us.
Now, we have a question about facts of 100. For this, you have to think a bit and answer. How do we call the whole sum has? Any guesses? How do we call the whole sum has?
maybe
We have
100%?
been hearing it from schools. Yeah, 100%. What is a C?
Is it C?
Yes, it's C. And how do we call a person who lives 100 years?
Tata.
Yes, centenarian.
Centenarian.
Yes. The number 1 followed by 100 zeros is called as
Zillion.
we have it
Zillion.
here. The number 1 followed by 100 zeros is called as
Zillion.
any other guesses?
Yes, Tejas Rao got it right. Tejas Rao got it right. Google.
Yeah, it's Google. I can sense the energy. It's so good and excellent participation. Thank you, one and all. Now, let me brief the Toastmasters meeting structure. In general, Toastmasters meeting will have 3 sessions. Prepared session where members deliver a speech based on their Toastmasters curriculum. The second part is the table topic session where members and guests can participate thinking and speak on their feet. The third and the final session is the evaluation session in which all the prepared speeches as well as the other presiding of the entire meeting will be evaluated by the general evaluator and their team.
Today, being a special meeting, we have an array of exciting events weaved by our club's very own stalwart Toastmasters. We have enlightening keynote speeches, enthralling story web contest, and mystery-filled fun activities. Before proceeding further, we have few important announcements. The registration for story web contest is now open. The registration link will be posted in the chat window. It is an individual contest. Kindly register in and strike your creative chord to weave a story. Thank you.
Let's now proceed to the introduction of general evaluator. It is a small quiz. I'll say her the bio and you have to guess the name. She's a charter president of this club. She took charge of piloting the club, steered in the right direction. When pandemic hit all of us hard, she and her team took it to their stride and led it forward. She's an inspiring leader, successful author and entrepreneur, and enthusiastic Toastmaster. Any guesses? Almost everyone could have guessed right now. Any guesses?
Toastmaster Dr. Ashwati.
Yes, it's Toastmaster Dr. Ashwati Raju. We invite her to explain the role of general evaluator and introduce her team. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Let me take a moment and come down. I'm still flying on the top of the earth. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Toastmaster Janaki. I'm so excited to celebrate this very special milestone with all of you. This is a moment where we are celebrating those special times which we spend together sharing our laughter, worries, success, and failure. Together, we have reached this milestone by motivating and inspiring each other. And I hope today you all will walk away feeling inspired and even more empowered to pursue your dreams. So once again, I welcome you all on behalf of our team. So let's celebrate this camaraderie. Let us celebrate what we have accomplished. But as always, let us raise the bar a little higher through this wonderful platform, Toastmasters. So we all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve. And our strongest weapon in Toastmasters to chisel our skills and polish our persona is open and honest feedback. And today, as a general evaluator, I will be evaluating the whole meeting and will be sharing my feedback towards the end of this meeting. To help me do this job more effectively, I have a dynamic team with me. So it's time to introduce them and their roles and responsibilities. Let me start with the timer. To do this role, today we have a very young, energetic, and a vibrant Toastmasters who have joined our club recently, but he has become a very important part of our club. And today, with his vibrant smile and a rocking personality, he is here to present the timers, roles, and objectives. So please welcome Toastmaster Bibin.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, General Evaluator Ashwini, ma'am. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As a timer, today I will show the time signal throughout the meeting. For keynote speeches, when the speaker reaches in the minimum qualifying time, 24 minutes, I shall show green on the screen. When the speaker reaches the maximum allowed time, that is 28 minutes, I will show red. And the speaker will get 1 minute grace time, beyond which he will be disqualified for the meeting. And for story web, the minimum qualifying time is 1 minute and maximum qualifying time is 2.5 minutes. I shall show green at 1 minute and yellow at 1.5 minute and red at 2 minutes. Then they will get 30 minutes grace time. For fun activities, at 7 minutes, green will show and 9 minutes red. And I will provide my report when called upon by General Evaluator. Thank you, and over to the General Evaluator. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bibin. So now we have an instrumentation engineer who is having an experience of nearly 25 years in this industry. She is currently serving as a change agent at a global energy company. A multicultural pro mom of a teenager, she loves this club because Dynamic Leaders Forum has got leaders, not who have titles, but who are willing to serve with best of their abilities. So please welcome a very scintillating, winning, admirable person with twinkling smile and inspiring fitness enthusiast, Toastmaster Swati, the counter of today's meeting.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. We are really proud of having you present with us on this 100th meeting. The purpose of my role, our counter in this meeting, is to precisely get you to a point of self-awareness as we speak. Self-awareness about introducing some filler words as we speak, including I mean. You see, each of these words have a significance that when we get alert can be modified. At the end of this meeting, I would be presenting my report to help your journey. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Swati. Now we have grammarian for today's meeting. She's a research scholar who feels blessed to be a part of this club. For her, this club is a family where she can develop herself. So please welcome a very polite, with a radiant smile, a person who's very intelligent because she's a research scholar, a youthful and very adorable member, our new member, Toastmaster Priya Gupta, the grammarian for today's meeting.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for the nice introduction. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, my job is to listen the whole meeting carefully and note down the good usage of the sentences. And let me share my screen. So the word of the day is regal, meaning grand celebration. Usage: I want to greet all my club members on the regal celebration of our club. Anyone want to try now? Anyone? Any guess? Okay, so try this word in your sentences during the meeting, and also you can give the usage of this sentence in the chat box also. Thank you, General Evaluator, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya, for introducing the word of the day and stating your objectives. So I wish all of you may have a great time today in this special occasion. And I hope you all enjoy this regal celebration with all of us. Thank you. And I'll be back with the report towards the end of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Ashwati Rajan and team for explaining your role. For the flawless conduction of this meeting, we have few members who are behind the screens. They are silent role players, yet the most important ones. We have Toastmaster Padmavati as our meeting observer. She will observe the proceeding of the meeting and submit the report offline. We have Toastmaster Nitish, Toastmaster Bindu, Toastmaster Uma as our Zoom masters who will spotlight the speakers and work in the back end for the smooth conduction of this meeting. Now, with the entire crew set, it's time to board the plane and get ready for the takeoff. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Here we have a video that would recapitulate our 100 steps towards this day. I request the Zoom master to share the video. Thank you, PR team, for pinning all our important moments from its baby steps till 100th milestone. I'm sure this video would have brought in nostalgic moments to many of you, as it did for me. This club is for the members who are here to join once and learn for lifetime.
Yeah, you are right. Cheating lockdown has boon rather than bane. We went through a lot, but that was a golden opportunity to have a great time with family. It was an opportunity to learn new skills. We didn't forget that life has too much to offer, provided we have the right mindset. That was the time our club began its journey. To take us back to day one, we have our founder member, the visionary, the soul of Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club, distinguished Toastmaster Manju K. Manohar. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone, and good morning to certain people. I think we have from Canada, we have Toastmasters, etc., who have joined. So for them, good morning, and to others, good afternoon or good evening, as the case might be. Thank you so much for joining this meeting. I'm so happy, actually. It's like, celebrating the 100th milestone meeting and with such a vibrant team. I think Dynamic Leaders Forum, Toastmasters Club, actually stands for its name. It is a group of dynamic and vibrant and super enthusiastic leaders, and each one of them, whether their age be 18 or 19 to probably 50 plus, everyone has taught others some or the other lesson. We change each other's life meeting by meeting. That is Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club for all of you. By the way, when I joined Toastmasters 9 years back, I used to think, why do we have this tagline as where leaders are made? To understand why the tagline was where leaders are made, I had to go through being the sponsor of this club. I was also the area director. So the initial opening ceremony was good. We had our then club growth director, current district director of District 120, Toastmaster Satish Menon, as well as the then division director Usha Krishnan, who joined us for that first demo meeting, 1 October afternoon in 2019. But then after that, things were a bit chaotic. By the time of March, we had almost got 14 members. But then came the shock of our lives, I think for all of us, the COVID lockdown. So when the crisis hit us, I think that's when I realized that we have to find the leader within us. And that's what Toastmasters is all about. But within 3 months, thanks to the encouragement given by Sarma Mahalingam sir, who was the then district director, as well as CGD, Toastmasters sir, and PQD Praveen Mani and all the other district leaders, we were able to charter the club by June 16th of 2020 against all odds. Toastmaster Satish told us that we were one among the very few community clubs who got chartered during those moments of crisis. From then, we all were one family. We were one team. We are one team. We are one team, not because we work together. We are one team because we truly respect, care for each other, and also trust in each other. Just as our founder, Ralph Snegley, said, believe in the four core values: respect, integrity, service, and excellence. And of course, transformation will be with you, success will be with you. And may this club grow to, infinity number of meetings. I don't know whether it's an infinity number of meetings or maybe like Google or something like that. I don't know. So wishing the club and the leaders all the best. I would like to thank the first president, Toastmaster Ashwati, the second president, Toastmaster Sridevi, the third president, Toastmaster Satyagila, and their vibrant team for making Dynamic Leaders one of the best clubs in District 120. Thank you so much, and over to the anchor. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Manju Manohar ma'am. You have always been a great inspiration to all of us. Of course, we are a family. And my dear guests, kindly register for the Story Web contest. It is a very interesting event. I would request you all to register in the link shared in the chat window. This will save all of our time. Thank you. As Toastmasters, we gather every Sunday for our meetings. And over time, this formal gathering has created a beautiful bond among the members. To say there is one invisible cord that connects each and every one of the members of this vibrant club at different points and ties us all together. Together, we resonate to the tunes of our Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club. Our newsletter, The Dynamics, the card, has captured this connect between the members, leaders, and the entire fraternity with brevity and opulence. The chief editor of this newsletter is Toastmaster Peratha Selvi and her team. They have captured all the moments. They have put in their thoughts and efforts to bring up this multitudinous newsletter, Dynamics, the card.
Formally release the newsletter, we invite our District Director, Satish Menon. Toastmaster Satish Menon's accomplishments are too many to name. He is one of the co-founders of Third Wave Solution Private Limited, an IT solution and devices. The organization established in the year 1995 with 5 individuals, and now it's close to 600 resources. He has been Toastmaster since 2013. He has risen up the ranks from a club level to area, division, and finally district. He is known for his star area director and president distinguished division director. To talk more, he has been the conference co-chair for Reverberation 2017 and co-conference chair for Ovation 2019. During the tenure of 2020 to 2021, he has served as a club growth director for District 82 and program quality director for District 120. We invite our district director, Satish Menon, to formally release the newsletter and address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janaki. How do I release the newsletter?
There is a video that will be shared, sir. You can say that the newsletter will be released and we will do it. You can declare.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone who's present here today for the Milestone meeting. I hereby declare or release the newsletter of Dynamic Leaders Toastmasters Club. And thank you. Thank you. A very good afternoon again. Dynamic Leaders Toastmasters Club 100th milestone meeting. As Manju mentioned, it was almost 2 years back that we had the first milestone meeting, for which, or other demo meeting, I would not say the milestone, the demo meeting, for which I was present along with the then division director, DTF Usha. At that point of time, we were very gung-ho saying that, oh, we've got a new community club in an area of Chennai which had previously not had any Toastmasters club. And it was a vibrant community there, and we were looking forward to having meetings in person. But then the world had different plans for all of us. And there we were all in COVID and locked up inside our houses. So even in that moment of adversity, we said we'll go ahead and form the club. At a time when world over people in Toastmasters are grappling on how to conduct normal club meetings, and we're talking about challenges in people not able to log in and why people would leave Toastmasters because of online meetings. Here we went ahead and chartered a community club online. And there was also a corporate club that got chartered online, which was also first. And that corporate club was HSBC. So here you had one community club and one corporate club getting chartered during the time of COVID. And when that happened, a lot of people understood that Toastmasters and Toastmasters meeting have got nothing to do with being in person or online. It's all about what you want to get out of it, which is what is so very important in anything that you do in life. And you have to be very clear what you want to get out of something that you are embarking on. In Toastmasters also, when we have joined, we have all come here because we want to get something out of Toastmasters by spending our time and money on it. I don't think any one of us is here to do somebody a favor. It's like somebody wanted the club membership to go to 20 so that they can become a distinguished club. So let me pay for the membership. It doesn't really matter if I go for the club meetings or not. Somebody would say, no, I just need more members to turn up to meetings. So why don't you take membership and come? I don't think any one of us will want to do that kind of charity. If somebody has that kind of mindset to do a lot of charity, there are other avenues open to do it, not in Toastmasters. Here, when we kind of walk in, we walk in because we want to get something out of it. And when you see clubs like Dynamic Leaders, Toastmasters Forum, getting to 100 meetings in an era of COVID, okay, which itself is a commendable thing because world over, Toastmasters has lost members. If you go and look up the dashboard, you can see world over they have lost members. And it has been multiple reasons. It cannot be attributed to one reason. I think COVID just played the part of the catalyst in speeding that process. But it's happened. But when you look at clubs like this, celebrating 100 meetings, and the majority of the charter members still being part of the club, that is a cause or reason for celebration, because that's what is true commitment, true sustainability, which we've always in District 120 talked about. We are not here to run after numbers because Toastmasters is not a corporate enterprise, okay? And none of us are going to get any hefty bonuses or increments or promotions, okay, if we blindly run after numbers. This is an educational forum, and here the only value that you can give to the members is to ensure that they get the true experience for the time and money that they are spending in Toastmasters. And that's where the club comes into the picture, because the club is the forum, or the club is the avenue through which members achieve what they want to achieve at Toastmasters. And it's only the support that a club provides that helps members to achieve that. So if you see clubs that are successful, if you see that members being part of the club for an extended period of time, that is a clear indication to say that the club is doing a lot of things in the right manner. And I think a lot of what I said is applicable to this club also, because here I see a lot of people right from the beginning. People have continued. The club has marched on in its quest for excellence of being President's Distinguished Club every year. You have given district officers to District 120. There have been members from the club who have gone up to at least division level in speech contests. We've always come forward to help the district by giving more role players and supporting in any other means that is possible. So all that are positive things that a club and member needs to do. And if the club continues in this manner, I'm sure you will go to greater milestones and greater accolades. But whatever you do, always remember to keep in mind the Toastmasters core values of respect, integrity, service, and excellence. Whatever we do in Toastmasters, we should always be guided. Our actions should always be guided by these principles. Because if you do that, you will see yourself transforming as an individual, as a leader, as somebody who people look up to. And if collectively a group of individuals develop that personality, automatically the club will also get that personality, because whatever the members do rubs off on the club also. So here's wishing Dynamic Leaders Toastmasters Club a very happy 100th milestone, and looking forward to many more of such milestones in the future. Thank you. All the very best. Happy Toastmastering, and back to you, Toastmaster Janaki.
Thank you, District Director, Toastmaster Satish Menon. We are extremely delighted and have a sincere gratitude for all the support that you constantly render. Now let's move on to the moment we all are waiting for. We have among us a distinguished Toastmaster, Arfat Salim, who has been a Toastmaster for almost 10 years. He is the finalist at the Toastmasters World Championship of Public Speaking in 2015 and a semi-finalist of World Championship in 2018, competing against 33,000 contestants across 125 countries. He is the second and the youngest South Asian to ever achieve this.
According to FeedSpot, distinguished Toastmaster Arpit's blog has ranked one of the top public speaking blogs to follow in 2021. He's the head of human resources at Mitra Innovation and holds an MBA in HR. He specializes in coaching and mentoring, currently engaged in helping individuals communicate better by refining their stories. He's a part-time musician and is a brand new father with a 10-month-old son. Help me welcome our speaker today. Distinguished Toastmaster Arfat Salim, facing the enemy, distinguished Toastmaster Arfat Salim. Over to you, sir.
Public speaking is probably the most underestimated skill on earth. The ability to deliver a great speech is a gift. It's a gift that everyone can uncover with effort. Because a great speech is like a hit song. A great speech sticks in your head long after you've heard it. You can't stop thinking about it. You want to listen to it again and again and again. And as a speaker, your canvas is the mind of a live audience. Sometimes you paint what you prepared to paint. And sometimes you paint spontaneously. And just like great paintings, people collect the great work of speakers in their gallery of hearts. They'll quote your words. They'll show it off to their friends like precious gems. They'll cherish it. They'll live by it. Some will even die by it. One speech can send a nation to war. It can break the hearts of an entire community and bring destruction like you've never seen. Like a speech Adolf Hitler made, or in the most recent past, Vladimir Putin. One speech can also bring hope to the oppressed. It can inspire millions to overcome their suffering. It can influence a generation, and then the next generation, and the next generation, to change things that people thought could never be changed. Like a speech Martin Luther King Jr. delivered, or Mahatma Gandhi delivered, or Nelson Mandela delivered. So Dynamic Toastmasters Club, as you guys celebrate your 100th milestone, you got to remember this. The form of art that you're learning at Toastmasters is not just another skill. It's probably the only skill you need. So to continue the rest of the presentation, I want you all to put on your artist's hat, because all of you are artists, whether you think you're creative or not. If you've ever spoken in public at least once in your life, you're an artist. If you've painted something, scribbled a doodle, you're an artist. If you've played a musical instrument, you're an artist. If you've sung a song in front of people or in the shower, you are an artist. Because public speaking needs you to think like an artist. But the problem is, every artist has an enemy. And this enemy is within us. This is the same enemy that comes to you as soon as somebody assigns you the task to deliver a speech. Your president or your VP education comes to you and says, hey, we have the international speech competition coming up in a couple of weeks. I want you to take part. You know the feeling. This happened to me 7 years ago when my VP education came to me and said, you got to speak at the humorous speech competition. And I said, is that a joke? And since then, I had to face my enemy day in and day out. Because the enemy comes to you as soon as you are pushed to do something that you're not used to. But the greater your fear, the closer you are to your purpose. I'll tell you why. So as soon as you are asked to deliver this speech, I'm sure all of you have done this. You've gone in front of a computer and you sat in front of it, starting to type on a blank Word document. Now, as somebody who has been a public speaker for a long time, I know that none of you have a fear of public speaking. And I don't believe that anyone has a fear of public speaking. The biggest fear that we have is looking at a blank Word document. Because you don't know what you want to say. Am I right or am I right? Now, as soon as you open your blank Word document, the Word document starts to say crazy things like take a bath or get a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Do something different. What are you doing staring at me? So you try to type in some words, nothing's coming out. Then you decide, okay, I've got a smart idea. I'm going to watch some other contestants who have competed in speech contest. So you go on YouTube and you look for world champions of public speaking and you start watching Dhananjay Hettiarachchi's speech. I see something in you. Am I right or am I right? Now, as you watch this, you get another recommendation of another international speech competition. You watch that and then you watch another, and then suddenly TikTok videos, TikTok fail videos. Of course, it's just another 5 minutes. I'm going to give it a click. And you check that out as well. And then another TikTok video and another TikTok video. And before you know it, you're down the rabbit hole of YouTube. Am I right or am I right? Now it's 11:30. You haven't written a single word. So you try again and you decide, okay, I've got another smart idea. I'm just going to Google some blogs. Probably there's something over there. And you Google some blogs, you go down the rabbit hole of Google, you end up finding out that 9/11 was an inside job. And now you're convinced that 9/11 is a conspiracy that the Illuminati is facilitating in this entire world. Now it's 1:30, you have written not a single word. And the competition is that morning. You decide you're going to sleep it out. You're going to wake up in the morning and write something down. Morning comes, you got to go to work. You go to work, not a single word written. Competition time comes, 5 p.m. You got something down, but you know that this is not going to work. Am I right or am I right? And the rest repeats itself over and over and over and over again. Why does this happen? Because the enemy within you does not want you to succeed. It does not want you to do the thing that you must do. And the enemy comes to you just before you're about to do the thing that you must do. All of us face this. So ask yourself, what is the thing that you badly want to do right now? The moment you think about that, you will immediately have a significant amount of fear. It may not be writing a speech. It may be asking that person in marriage. It may be writing that book. It may be starting that business. It may be quitting your job and going and doing what you really want to do. That thing that is giving you the most fear, that is what you really got to do. And that fear is your enemy, the enemy that does not want you to succeed. So, long time ago, the enemy came to visit me when I decided to compete in a speech competition. So I went to my father and I said, Dad, can you tell me refer me to someone who can help me prepare? Because I had heard this story that my father told me long ago. There was a prince who went to his father and said, Dad, I want you to give me an army so that I can go and conquer the north. Now, this is Sri Lankan prince where during a time where the north and the south were divided. The north and the south were ruled by two different kings. And this prince goes to his father and says, Dad, give me an army so that I can conquer the north. And the dad looks at him and says, you're just 5 years old, go and play with your toys. 10 years later, the kid is a teenager. He comes back to his father and says, Dad, I need the army to conquer the north. And the father says, you've been asking this from me every year, almost every week. Now it's time to shut up. If you ask me one more time, I'm going to take you by the ear and put you in jail. Now the kid is a teenager. With his youthful zeal, he forms an army on his own. And without telling his father, he attacks the north. And as soon as he attacks the north, within 1 day, his army flat, gets defeated, destroyed, and comes back home with nothing, zilch. Spent his entire father's wealth on that stupid war. Dad takes him by the ear and throws him in jail for a couple of years. A couple of years pass by, the father is sick, but he's also worried. He brings Duttugamunu, this prince, and his brother, and sits them down, says to them, promise me when I pass away that the two of you won't fight for the throne. Now, just like two loyal children, they say, all right, father, we won't fight for the throne. Couple of months pass by, the father dies. Guess what the two princes do? They fight for the throne. 2 days, Duttugamunu's army, flat, destroyed. Not a single person in support of him. And now as a prince abandoned, he has to go and seek refuge in this remote village from his brother. And in this remote village, he's being taken care of by an old lady who tends to his wounds, who feeds him and cares for him. She doesn't know that this is the prince, but she cares for him like her own son. And one day she brings him a bowl of hot milk rice for breakfast. She hands him the hot bowl of milk rice, and he takes it to his hands and starts eating it from the middle. Now, you and I know you can't eat hot milk rice from the middle because it's too hot. But Duttugamunu doesn't know this. He's trying to eat it and it's too hot, and he leaves it like a stubborn prince, an entitled prince. He throws it away. This old lady looks at him and laughs. Son, you're eating that hot milk rice, just like Prince Duttugamunu fights at war. Ooh. This gets his attention. Says, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm eating this hot milk rice like Prince Duttugamunu? And she says, son, just like at war, you don't start eating from the middle. You start from the sides where it's cold and you make your way to the middle. Now, this is obvious to you and I, but this was not obvious to this prince. He takes the bowl of milk rice and he begins to eat from the sides where it's cold. And as he makes his way to the middle, he's not thinking about how delicious milk rice is. He's thinking about his brother. He's thinking about the north. And he finishes it and leaves without uttering a word to this lady. Immediately forms an army, attacks his brother, conquers the throne, and makes himself king. A couple of years later, forms a bigger army and conquers the north. All he had to know was that one simple lesson from that old lady. The moral of the story, you don't have all the answers. You don't have all the answers, even if you're royalty. You need a mentor. So because I knew this, I asked my father, can you help me find somebody who can teach me how to speak? And this was about 10 years ago. And my father gave me a number of somebody and said, call this person. One day, he will be the world champion of public speaking. Guess whose number I got? You're right, Dhananjay Hettiaraj. At that time, nobody knew him. So I gave him a call. I said, Mr. Dhananjay, my name is Arfat. Could you help me write my speech? I'm competing in this contest. He says, all right, bro, meet me at 6 p.m. So I went to his house, knocked on his door, and I said, teach me how to speak. No, that's not what I said. I said, teach me how to speak, please. So he sat me down and he asked me one question. He said, where is your script? I said, what script? It's all in my head. He said, if you want to compete, you got to write your script. Go write your script and bring it back. So I went back and brought back a script in a week and I gave it to him. He read the script. In 5 minutes, he asked me another question. He said, how much effort did you put in to this speech? I said, what do you mean? I read about 3 books. I watched about 10 YouTube videos. I read about 50 blog articles. I've put in effort. He said, that's not effort. That is initiative. How much effort did you put in to this speech? I said, I practiced this 100 times. I came to you. He said, that's initiative. How much effort did you put in to this speech? Now, before I answer that question, ladies and gentlemen, you've got to understand the importance of this art. Now, to be a great speaker, you got to speak to people's hearts. And there's a beautiful Sufi proverb. If words come from your heart, they will enter the heart. If they come from your tongue, they will not pass the ears. So the question we must have is, how do we have our words come out from our hearts? Because if your words come from your heart, it doesn't matter if you have the greatest personality, the greatest background, the greatest profile on earth. No matter what award or accolade you have won, it does not matter as long as your words come from your heart. All of us in one time or the other have heard a person speak from their heart and touch our hearts that have melted us. And those words have stuck with us and will stick with us until the day we die. Those memories don't leave us. And that's the sort of speaker you and I want to be. You and I don't want to be a speaker that will speak for the sake of speaking, deliver a message for the messager's sake. We want to be speakers that moves people's hearts. And this is the most important lesson that we've all got to learn. And that's what your goal is as a speaker. Your goal is to move the hearts of your audience. And all you need to do in order to move the hearts is to do one thing, is to answer an interesting question. Before we move on to the next, let me ask you this question. What's the difference between a topic and a title? Type it on the chat. What's the difference between a topic and a title?
Topic is the subject, and title is kind of a name we give it to the subject.
All right, who was that? Who said that?
Toastmaster Rohini.
Sorry, Toastmaster?
Toastmaster Rohini.
Rovini. All right, Toastmaster Rovini, thanks a lot for your answer. Anybody else? All right, we give a title to the topic, okay, Toastmaster Bindu. All right, topic is the area we are planning to address. The title is something that we are planning to address. All right. Who else? Type it on chat. Topic is a broader term, and the title is a specific to the context. All right. Who else? Anybody else wants to try?
And one more way we can say topic is a movie and title is the trailer.
All right. Okay. Great. All your answers are great, but all your answers are wrong. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Your answers are great. Your answers are close. So let me explain. Most of you came very close to it. The topic is always a question that you're answering for your audience. That is the topic. The title is the name you give to your speech. Now let's see if Arfat follows his own advice. The topic I was given today is talk to us about the importance of the international speech competition. That is my topic. What is the importance of the international speech competition? But what was my title? Facing the enemy. Does that make sense? Now, every international speech contestant who has gone to the highest level has had a deep question that was answered in a simple way with an attractive title. Dhananjay's speech, I see something. That's the title. But what is the topic? The topic is, what do you do when you're broken? That is the question he's trying to answer. What do you do when you're broken? The people around you will see something in you and put your pieces together. So I want you to do this exercise for me. Ask yourself, write this question down. If you were to answer one question today, what question will change your life if it was answered? Take the next 2 to 3 minutes, write this down. If you had a question that was to be answered right now, what question, if answered, will change your life? What is that one question right now? Is it something about your career? Is it something about your relationships? Is it something about public speaking? Is it something about your creative direction? Write that down. And once you write it down, if you're happy to share it, please type it on the chat. We'd love to know. How to ignore people who are not tolerant. All right, Toastmaster Manju, thanks a lot. Who else wants to go? Secret to spread love and make peace. Brilliant. Who else wants to go? How to stay positive in a tough situation. Beautiful. How to bounce back faster. How not to react when world leaders make decisions which bring misery to the innocent citizens of the world. Very timely. How to be more productive. Brilliant. Thanks a lot for your questions. Now think about this. Each of you have a unique question to ask. If you or somebody answers their question that you see on chat right now, wouldn't that be an interesting topic for you to listen to? Just like that, that question that you are so worried, that might be so common to the other person. That question that you're so worried is so obvious to others is the most inspirational question you can answer. So why are you going and watching other people's videos to be inspired? Because the question is within you. And that question is the most interesting question to you right now. Because if you answered it, you will answer it from deep down inside your heart. And when you answer it deep down in your heart, you will speak from your heart. And when you speak from your heart, you will touch your audience's heart. So if you're struggling to write that speech or wondering what should you speak about, the only thing you need to do is answer that interesting question. That interesting question that's interesting to you. You don't need to worry about anybody else. Because the audience will listen if you speak from within. So, I told Dhananjay, you're the champion. Tell me, what is effort? And he said, effort is when you take your speech, write it down, and change it word by word, sentence by sentence, vocal variety by vocal variety, gesture by gesture, step by step, until you can't add anything or take anything out. This is effort. And if you can put in enough effort, you will arrive at a great speech. And this is the only lesson that I've ever learned from Dhananjay. And I know for a fact that this is the only principle that he acts on. There is no great technique. There is no phenomenal, motivational, esoteric technique that anybody can share. The entire thing is based on it. And ladies and gentlemen, I took that lesson and I applied it immediately. When I met him, it was 2011. He hadn't even won the district championship that time. That year, 2011, months after I met him, he won the district championship. 4 years later, he became the world champion of public speaking. And because I was observing the effort he put in, I applied myself. And in 2015, the year after he went to the world championship, I went to the finals of the world championship of public speaking. And that day, I walked in to a stage that was bigger than any stage I had ever set foot on. It was so large, I could see one end from the other. When I stood on the stage, I was so little, I couldn't see the end of the audience. And I was so young and naive. I asked God, why have you put me on this stage? Because it's so nerve-wracking. But the only thing I did was put in effort. And writing a 7-minute speech and putting in that effort isn't rocket science. It just needs time, patience, and an immense amount of care. So once there was a teacher who came to an arts class, broke the class into two, and said to one group, I'm going to give you 1 kilogram of clay. And I'm going to judge you by how beautiful the clay pot is that you create. And he told the other group, I'm going to give you an unlimited amount of clay. I am going to evaluate you by how many clay pots that you create at the end of 2 weeks. I'm going to weigh all the clay pots, and I'm going to evaluate you by how heavy that is. And he asked the two teams to go and come back in 2 weeks. The first team went to the library and they researched, watched all the videos and techniques of how to develop a beautiful clay pot. And the second group went and produced. In 2 weeks, both teams came in and showcased their work. Which team do you think had the most beautiful clay pot? Is it the team that went and did their research? Or is it the team that started producing from day on? Which one? Type it on the chat. Who says team 1? Who says team 2? All right, everybody's saying team 2. Why was it team 2? Who says team 1? All right, some say team 1. Okay, those of you who say team 1, why is it team 1? Those of you who say team 2, why is it team 2?
Team 2 because they practiced many times, so they could have got it better.
All right, who is that? Who answered that?
Toastmaster Robin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rovini. Absolutely right. It was team 2 that had the most beautiful clay pot at the end. That's because they learned from their experience. So the number one thing you've got to do is to begin. Because the enemy will always be at the gate telling you that you've got to do something else. That you've got to go and evaluate some other person's speech. You've got to read some book, some article, or watch some video. But that's not where you begin. You begin to produce. And as you produce, you will learn. And to begin to produce, all you need to do is answer one interesting question. And that's not hard. We did it right now. We wrote down that interesting question. And once you begin, if you really want to win, all you need to do is put in effort. And with these 3 lessons, public speaking, that one skill that you need will be second nature to you. And that's the message I want to leave with you today. I wish you all the best, Dynamic Toastmasters Club. It's an amazing achievement coming to your 100th meeting. And I wish you the best of luck and hundreds more milestones to be achieved with these lessons. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Arfat Salim. Your words gave us strength to face the enemies and do a very good speech. Thank you, and kindly accept our sincere gratitude with the words and also with a form of certificate. Thank you. I request every one of you to post your feedback in the link provided in the chat window. Thank you.
We would like to invite Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri. Distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri is a software engineer by profession and a public speaker by passion. Currently, she is working as a project manager with DXC Technologies. She is also pursuing her post-graduation in artificial intelligence and machine learning. For the last 8 years, she has been associated with Toastmasters and has served various positions at club level, as area director, as division director for Division K, and assistant club growth director for District 82. She has served as club sponsor for 2 clubs and club mentor for 3 clubs. She has served District 22 as a district logistic manager. She is also known for President's Distinguished Area Director, Star Division Director, podium finisher in division level TT and ISC contest. We invite Distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri to address the gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, and a very, very big congratulations to the members of Dynamic Leadership Forum for achieving this milestone meeting. The specialty of this club is it was formed during the pandemic. I think it was the very first online club that was started. And I think majority of the members may not have had an opportunity to see a Toastmaster stage yet, right? But then for a club that had so many challenges, right? From being chartered online to have, all of us who have been part of the Toastmasters program earlier would definitely want to be in an in-person meeting. And it is one of the challenges that we keep hearing is that people lose motivation in an online forum. How do we keep the members enthusiasm up? I think Dynamic Leadership Forum is an epitome for how to keep the members enthusiasm up in material of the online forum. Today, when the club has reached this big milestone, I see that the club is like a lighthouse that has already started supporting so many other clubs in various forms. I know that many of the members here are part of other club mentoring, and they have a beautiful connect. And I've seen people who are from even older clubs speaking in awe of this club because the club is always dynamic with so much of energy. And that is only because that I don't think the members consider themselves as a part of Toastmasters Club. It is rather, they are like one big family. You can never, you can never feel enough of the love that they have for each other. You can see that it's like they're always proud and happy about each other in their club, the support that they give. And every time I hear from one of the members, they always have something very, very innovative and creative that is being done. They take very keen interest in mentoring. They take very keen interest in every member's growth. And that, I believe, is the reason behind the bonding that they have. 100 is, of course, a very big number. And for a club that was chartered in just 2 years, it has come a very, very long way. I'm so happy to be part of this wonderful program. Many, many congratulations for you to reach more and more milestone meetings. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri ma'am. We always look up to you and the way you carry yourself and lead the entire team. Thank you for inspiring us. Of course, you are absolutely right. We consider ourselves as a family. You can see the virtual background. So each block, it represents one of the members. So that is how we are connected. You can further read the newsletter to see the connection that is running behind different members as well. So thank you so much, Gayatri ma'am. Now, let's move on to the next interesting segment. What is it, Janaki? What is the interesting segment?
You know something? Everyone tells a story about themselves or plan their story in mind. Telling your story to the world needs greater courage. We have our club school Toastmaster Satyanarayan, to help in conducting the story web contest. He is an associate director in an IT firm and zealous volunteer, ardent public speaker, enthusiastic miniature artist, an excellent mentor, and a good human. Over to you, sir.
Toastmaster Satyanarayan, are you available in the forum?
Yeah, I am. Can you see me?
No, actually, we can hear you, but we cannot see you. Toastmaster Satyanarayan.
Yeah, I am there. I lost my power. I'm trying to connect via phone. While I'm trying to do that, somebody is at the door. If can you give me a minute? I'm just struggling.
Okay. Is it possible, or should we do something about rescheduling, or calling you again later?
No. I'll just come online. Give me a second. If that's okay. 1 second. Just a minute. Can you see me now? Is that all right?
Yes, Toastmaster Satyanarayan. Now I can see you. What happened?
Okay.
What happened?
Well, I was just enjoying a sip of tea and making my own stories. That is all. So thank you very much for the wonderful introduction, Toastmaster Sridevi and Toastmaster Janaki. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests and dignitaries. It's always a pleasure to be a part of Toastmasters, and specifically with a milestone. It's absolutely a pleasure. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, Toastmaster Bindu. Well, you know that I have been building up some stories for coming up late. If you think that my story was good, and if you are equally good in telling stories like that, then this is the section that you would enjoy. But on the contrary, if you think my story was horrible, and you are also equally horrible in telling stories, then use this as a platform to learn telling stories. Right? Always we say that story is always associated with a negative connotation. Right? It is always looked at as a means of giving excuse rather than actually looking at it as very creative. To be frank, there are people who are making fortunes just by telling stories. I wouldn't want to talk about that. The idea is that they use the storytelling as a medium to educate children, to reach people who are otherwise very difficult to reach. Right? You can use stories in work. If you look at every single ad that is there, they wouldn't say that buy this product because it is cheap, buy this product because it is sweet. They always tell it with a story. Something that you would remember that the story more than the ad. Right? You would always associate the brand and the story rather than why that ad is coming up. It is always good to know that the story is a good medium to pass on something. Humans have been living for ages together. You know how many million years we live, but internet is only there for past 20, 30 years or 50 years now. How did the knowledge from one human to the other human, one generation to the other generation, pass so many thousands of years? They have always been passed via stories. Some of the bedtime stories that we used to listen when we were young or I would say when I was young, are all stories that are still strong in my mind. Those stories were not just bedtime stories, but there were always moral stories that used to tell good things to people. Right? That is how knowledge passed on from generation to generation. Every single epic that we see in our own religion or our own language, etc., is basically telling story of something. It basically tells what did somebody do when faced with a difficulty and how did they overcome. Right? So it's always nice to look at storytelling in a good connotation. And as I told you, whether it is you're extremely good or extremely bad, like me, this is a good forum to give yourself a good try. Right? So we had sent the registration link, and we had few people who are registered for this. I would call out people from that registration to basically come out and then speak. But before that, I would give you a example as to how it looks. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen? Perfect. So I hope you still register. But then the idea is that this story is basically a contest, right? Where we all want to enjoy a nice session. It's also a competition. So these are the few parameters by which we would be gauged. How cohesive your story is. Like how I said, possibly internet went off. I'm trying to connect the phone, somebody at the gate. So how cohesive the story is, right? And then the idea is that I would give you some pictures rather than some quotes. How well you use all those pictures, how well you use smaller details within that picture. And of course, how well you use language as a medium to communicate, how good your vocabulary is, how creative your story is, and how, of course, how your vocal variety varies. Those are the parameters by which you would be gauged. I will start with an example. Let me bring up a, no, that's the best way to share. 1 second. I am not really bringing up a story now. It's true that I have another screen. Yes, now I should be able to share my screen better. Are you able to see my screen? It's still the other view, isn't it? Okay. So that is if you're able to see, this is a example that I'm giving you. You can see that there is a tiny little girl that is present. There is an old man. There is a village backdrop, another dog, and a word. So you would also be possibly getting something like this, and you will have to make up a story. An example here is that let me tell you a story. So there is a small girl called Heidi who was living with her grandfather in his hut, which is basically present in the Alps mountain. It used to be a very remote place, but she used to enjoy living with her grandfather. Since it is a remote place, they used to have a dog called Pogo, which is basically trying to guard them and also give them the companionship. The way that Heidi used to spend her time is to pick berries from the nearby bushes, which she used to collect in the basket. Her grandfather used to be a carpenter. He used to chop the woods from the forest and then make furniture and then sell them for a living. Now, if you look at it, I have used all the pictures and words, and I have also gone into the picture to basically find out what are the details of that. Okay, so keep that in mind. And I would request one of you to, when you come on board, I'll request you to pick up a particular number, and that will bring you a random set of words and everything. 1 sec, I just want to end the slide view and then bring up. Okay, so I will share that again. So if you can give me a number from 1 to 20, I will pick up what it is. So I have set a few people who have already registered. I will go in that list. Toastmaster Rohini, you were the first to register.
Okay.
You were the guinea pig of the evening. So
Okay.
what number would you pick up from 1 to 20?
I'll be the first one. Okay.
First one?
No, I didn't expect I will be the first one to make stories.
All right, but you have to. You already registered and your name appeared first on my list. I'm sorry about that. So What number you want from 1 to 20?
1.
Okay, that's nice. So here are your set of details that you have to use.
Sir, how long I should make story? Time.
1 minute for qualification. So you will have a green at 1, amber at 1.5, and red at 2 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Shall I start?
Please.
Okay. When I was studying in school, I wanted to watch Rajini movie, but I couldn't able to go to theaters and watch because every time somebody has to take it along with them, my father or my brother. So every happy moments like that has to be accompanied by somebody. So in my school days, it was very hard for me, and I don't have a laptop that time. Like I have it in my college days. So I used to watch movies in the college days using the laptop. In my school time, I couldn't. That time there is no government laptop kind of thing was provided. I thought whenever they when they gave laptops, I thought in school, I thought, oh, I should have gone to school right now. Why did I born on 1984 and lost this opportunity of getting free laptops during school time? And one day what happened, there is heavy rain and we went to Rajini movie. Because of the rain, we couldn't get the tickets. I couldn't enjoy the movie. I'm not happy. I was so sad because after so much struggle to going to that movie, I couldn't make it happen. Even the 100th day celebration also, I wanted to go there to watch those milk pouring occasions, but I couldn't make that happen on that movie because it's a Baba movie. It didn't run for 100 days. That time I was in college, not in school. But still, in my school days, there were so many movies which ran for 100 days, which I couldn't celebrate that time. Now I am celebrating 100th meeting of Dynamic Leaders Forum. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rohini. I'm glad that you used all the details here, and I was scared when you said that school. So I was wondering if you used a laptop at school, but then you cleverly said we did not have a laptop. So that was clever thinking. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So if I go back to this, we have lost number 1. So next, can I request Toastmaster Irshad?
Hello, Satya.
Hi, nice to see you in white. Somebody giving me company rather than yellow. Thank you very much for that.
Cool.
So number 1 is gone. What number would you want to pick up?
Let me choose the last one, 20.
20, okay. So that is 20. Wish you all the best.
Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock. I suddenly opened the door. There I saw an old man. And this old man, he carries with a lot of bananas on his bag. I asked him, why can't you press the calling bell? He said, like, what is that calling bell you're talking about? Okay, I was so happy. At this age, he wanted to sell something to earn. So I said, okay, let's sit and talk. Where are you from? All these things. He said, I recently come from Chennai. And that time when I was in Kanyakumari. And he came by a train. Okay, oh, it's quite interesting. I told him that, yeah, I'm also from Chennai. So how can I help you? And I was asking him about how the travel. And he said, like, he onboarded in a normal coach, unreserved coach, and somebody was trying to help him. And since this was a COVID time, and there were no passengers were there in the air conditioner coach, and the TT, where he saw this man was sitting, and he upgraded himself to the air conditioner coach. Oh, I said like, wow, beautiful. Okay, if I get like that, I will be like so happy. And he said like, okay, the happiness and not happiness, it's not that whether you are there in the air conditioner container or air conditioner room or the outside, it doesn't matter. Right now I came to sell something, and irrespective of whether you buy that one and not buy, I'll be always happy. Then that meeting gave me an insight saying that irrespective of whatever happens outside, be calm within, and that will be your happy moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rishad. It was very nice to listen. Specifically, I like the way you started. Knock, knock, knock. It is both interesting, and I would say it's a very good learning for all of us how to start a wonderful table topic or a story web contest. Thank you very much for that. Right, so we go on to the next. So we have lost number 1 and number 20. Can I request Toastmaster Uma Maheshwari to, if you are available, would you want to pick up a number?
Yes, sir. I would like to pick number 10.
Number 10, okay. 1 second. That is number 10 for you.
Wow. Okay. It was a drizzling morning. The climate was so pleasant, but I don't want to go out. So I took my favorite Harry Potter book, sat in the balcony, and was reading it. The interesting part, the interesting start, where Harry is going to get a letter, and Professor McGonagall disguised as a cat sitting on the compound wall and watching Harry. And his uncle is finding all the excuses for Harry not to get the letter. I was so engrossed in that part. Suddenly, I heard a big horn sound disturbing me from that novel. I was completely in irritation and looked up and saw a red car passing by the road, honking the horn very high in a high tone, and I was not able to look into my novel again. I was irritated. My concentration totally gone. The pleasant climate, the weather, nothing impressed me anymore. I don't know what to do. So I thought, okay, let me go up to my garden and let me have some relaxation. I went to my terrace garden. I sat on my garden swing and I started looking at the flowers around me. All the flowers, the pink flower, the yellow flower, all the flowers were smiling at me, and that reduced my irritation. I was happy looking at that. And those flowers gave me some signal. Why do you want to look at me, look at us to get your happiness? Why are you getting irritated by some unwanted sounds? That message looked like an angel to me, and I realized the happiness is within me, not because of some outside pictures that is feasting me, my eyes or my ears. Thank you. Over to you, Story Webmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Uma Maheshwari. When I brought these pictures in to each and every slide, I kind of created my own story as to how possibly people will tell. But it's so interesting to know that with the same set of pictures, you can come with so many different varieties of stories. It's been an interesting learning. So thank you very much for that. So I remove number 10 from this list. Next, can I request Raghuram Ganeshan?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Hi, Raghuram. Thank
Hello.
you for volunteering. Which number would you want to pick?
I would go for number 3.
3, okay. So that is number 3 for you.
Great. So shall I start?
Yes, please.
The famous actor, the world famous actor, he is also called Universal Hero, Kamala Hassan, is very much fond of this name, Sridevi. His pair would probably a heroine whose name is Sridevi. And I am a great fan of Kamal Hassan. Also, I like Sridevi. I am happy to see Sridevi here in the Dynamic Toastmaster Club. So I got a chance to meet Sridevi. So I thought of speaking with her, but I couldn't get the cell phone due to the SAA gave rules like I can avoid noise creating devices. So I thought of picking up the walkie-talkie and tried reaching Sridevi. Unfortunately, it was encrypted, somehow not reaching Sridevi. So I thought I could speak with Teddy as considering as Sridevi. And suddenly I saw Sridevi is getting tensed at me because she cannot understand what I'm speaking. So with this, I understand we need to speak with people rather than speaking with some other objects so that we can create the communication with the people and spread their happiness. Thank you so much for that opportunity. Over to Story Webmaster.
Thank you very much, Raghuram Ganeshan. It was nice to hear you use a walkie-talkie which is encrypted. That was very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I think then it is, now that we have spoken very elaborately about Sridevi, I think it is only apt that we bring her to the dais, isn't it? Toastmaster Sridevi, can I request you to pick up a topic?
Yeah. I will choose number 12.
Sorry?
12.
12, okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
So that is number 12 for you.
Okay. Shall I start?
Yes, please.
Once there was a little cub, a tiger cub. The tiger cub always wanted to look at the moon sitting outside in the garden. And this garden was in UK. Every time it looks at the moon, it sees so many trees along. One day, the tiger went inside the garden, and there it found tall trees, very, very tall. And it appeared as if the tall trees were reaching the moon. So it decided, okay, let me try this out. Let me climb up the tree and see if I can reach the moon. So the cub started climbing up and up. As it was climbing up, it looked up. Oh, still few more steps to go. And again, it climbed up. Yeah, now I'm going to reach. But when it reached the tip of the tree, it came to know that the moon was far, far away. It thought of taking one good leap to jump. But by the time the tree bent down and the tiger cub started falling down. Luckily, tiger cub's mother was lying there and was looking at this little cub. And then she said, do you know something? Even I tried to do this, but I will tell you how to see this moon. She took her to the river and then she made her to see the reflection. And now the tiger cub jumped on the reflection and felt satisfied the tree reached the moon. That's the end of the story. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sridevi. That was interesting. In fact, I was literally expecting, I was thinking, how does the story end after it started climbing a tree? It was quite interesting. Thank you very much for that. I will now remove number 12. From here, can I then request Swapnil? I see your registration. Swapnil, would you want to come on and pick up a number? I'm not sure if he's there. We'll circle back to Swapnil. Then can I request Vaishnavi, Toastmaster Vaishnavi?
Yes.
Hi, Vaishnavi. Which number would you like to pick?
I'll choose 11.
11, okay. That is number 11. All the best.
One day, after watching Shivaji film, I was so enraged about the corruption, reading it all about it in the books. And I want to change the government. I want to become something. And I want to do something to erase this corruption. I want to prove that money matters and we cannot take control of the people. People have given power to the government. The government cannot use the negative ways to control them. So this is what I have got inspired after watching the Shivaji film. And by the time I was not so conscious how to bring this positive change in the society. So I went to my mom and I asked her, how can I make it a corruption free society? And how can I make it a better society? She answered me, in order to make it a better society, you have to be strong. You need to make sure that you can get rid to all the obstacles, you can overcome all the surprises in your life. And this strength need not only be the mental strength, also the physical strength. And if you want the physical strength, you need to have a cup of milk every single day. And that is how she made me drink milk, which I hate the most. And somehow I feel by her advice, now I am physically, emotionally, psychologically, and every bit strong after drinking a milk. So I advise all the Toastmasters here, drink a cup of milk every day and become a better person and help in making a society corruption free. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vaishnavi. I'm surprised with your speech. I started somewhere else, but it ended up with the advice to drink a glass of milk. If you ask me how I envisioned the story, right, it was not so patriotic. I was thinking about the curse that my father told me when I was young. He said, if you read, you will make a lot of money. If you don't read, you will only be fit for grazing cows. That is what I remember when I put this picture, and I was kind of hoping you will lean towards it, but then you ended up with a very motivational speech. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. With that, I would remove number 11. That's okay. Can I request, I'm not sure how do I pronounce the name, Aloysius, is that right?
Absolutely, you're right.
Thank God. Thank you very much for volunteering. Which number would you want to pick up?
7.
Number 7, all right. That is number 7 for you.
With dreams in my head, just like Shah Rukh Khan, I dreamed one day I will eradicate poverty. The first step that I took was to meet Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos and I had a similar vision. He has dedicated his life to serve, to make delivery system seamless. It started with a book and ended with delivering everything. We both had a similar vision. A tube light moment, a light came for both of us. The idea was children from the young age, they must be nurtured, they must be educated so that we can eradicate poverty. We both were having orange juice, we were both drinking and deciding how to go about eradicating this poverty. Okay, we have decided that in order to eradicate from the childhood, they must be educated, proper education, proper school, proper college, proper nurturing. We must make sure that their talents are being heard. They're good at something, because academics is not just life. It's more than that. Because we know that Steve Jobs, his best friend, dropped out. His another best friend, Bill Gates, dropped out. So we came to a conclusion that it's not just about academics. We're going to take the children, we're going to teach them values. We're going to teach them that pour your heart into whatever you do. Once they realize that they began preaching what they were taught. They went to people who didn't have the opportunity to study, who didn't get education. They went to them, and those small children started eradicating poverty. They stood up for those who couldn't speak for themselves. Jeff Bezos and I had a wonderful time at Amazon. We had a lot of light bulb ideas. We had orange juice, and Shah Rukh Khan inspired us, just as how he dreamed. Over to Story Webmaster. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster. That was indeed nice. Nice to talk about eradicating poverty and having what do you call orange juice with Jeff Bezos. That was wonderful. Thank you very much for that.
Satya, I
Yes.
had registered at the beginning. I think you must have missed my registration.
No, I haven't. I kept you for the last. Last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, we have Manju K. Manohar. Yes, Manju ma'am. You can now choose a number.
13.
Number 13, okay. Those are the pictures for you.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful topic to get, especially during the Women's Day. Mother. I believe that mothers are the angels on earth. I've heard a quote by Mark Twain which said, he couldn't be everywhere, so he made mothers. So there was a wonderful mother who adopted a child from the street. Yes, the streets of Kolkata. I think by now you would have understood which mother I'm referring to by now. Yes, the same Mother Teresa. So once she was going on a journey, and then she found that some ants had made their way to a sack full of sweets she was carrying for a group of children. So what happened is she carefully started removing those ants one by one. And then the sisters around her said, okay, let's crush the ants. She said, no, let's be gentle even with the ants. So that's how great she was. She was born before the mobile phones could be invented. But then recently on my mobile phone, I actually heard a speech by her. I was amazed by her accent. Do you know why? Because it sounded infinitely Indian. It was regal, but at the same time, it sounded like one among us. I could scarcely believe that this was a girl born in a different country who gave up all her dreams, gave up everything, her motherland, her parents, everything, and without, she actually went out into the storm without an umbrella by actually stepping down and coming over to a third world country like India. Now we may see that, these stories may seem funny or maybe too good to be true. A young girl leaving the comforts of her home, coming to India, settling here and raising orphans, picking up babies from the drainage. But that, I would say, is the biggest strength of a woman. To be a mother, you don't have to be a mother. You don't have to be giving birth to children. Mother Teresa showed us that you need to be a mother. Even a guy can be a mother if you can actually give life to an orphan. And none other than our story webmaster. I recently found him on a poster at a charity organization. He's mentoring youngsters. Isn't he also a mother? Isn't he an angel on earth? Can we all be an angel on earth? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Manju K. Manohar. Thank you very much, Manju ma'am. I know I started my session with a story, and I did not make up stories when I said last but not the least. I saw your name registered. When I got the hint saying that I need to wind up this section with one more person, then I thought I should keep you there at the last. So that was the truth when I said that. So thank you very much for everybody for participating this. Remember, as I told you, story is not to be looked at in the negative connotation. At this regal meeting, I would say that story can be used to reach a lot of children, can be used in our work, can be used in a very good and positive environment to reach people where we are not able to reach, could also help in changing the perspective of each other. So thank you very much for participating. And Bindu ma'am, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I would now hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Sridevi and Toastmaster Janaki.
Thank you, Toastmaster Satyanarayan. as usual, you made, and from UK, you have pulled all our cords of thinking. That was a regal session, I should say. Now it's time to listen to our Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Aarti Mangalam. Aarti Mangalam is a dynamic leader who is packed with ideas, innovations, and inspiration. At Toastmaster, since October 2016, she started off as Vice President Education and served as Assistant Area Director, TLI Co-Chair, Area Director, Division Director of Division F, a President's Distinguished Division, and currently Program Quality Director of District 120. A leadership trainer, a linguist, a psychometric assessor, a coach, and mentor. Aarti has 17 years of experience in the learning and development space. A triple postgraduate holder in mass communication and journalism, linguistics, and psychology. She is currently pursuing her PhD. She also has a diploma in criminology. Oh my God, the list is too long and of course, so inspiring. With a plethora of interest, she pursues education based on her passion. Welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. When I heard my own introduction, I was wondering, is this another story web contest where there are so many different factors? And the duty of the MC was to relate all of them. Anyways, jokes apart, thank you so much for having me here for your 100th milestone. A milestone is always an important event, not just because it's a day of fun and frolic and glory. It also signifies the hard work and all the struggles you have gone through to reach this particular position. I have a very strange relationship with Dynamic Toastmasters. When this club was chartered, it was chartered in a different division, and it was supposed to come to my division, Division F, last term. But then the parent club was in a different division. So we had to take this hard decision where a club coming to me, should I hold on to this club or leave this club to another division where the parent club was? And that's where I think all of us prevailed and said, as long as the new club is comfortable wherever they are, they will thrive. And with that, we had to take the decision of leaving this club with the parent club, which was Division H at that point of time, and look at where the club is right now. Not just because it's your milestone, but in many scenarios, we've seen Dynamic Toastmasters Club coming up with some amazing ideas, the kind of speakers you bring in, the kind of activities that you do to make sure your club members are engaged is definitely a point which I, especially as a program quality director, will take away as key learnings from this club. We very rarely see clubs within a year or year and a half where we can learn from those clubs. And Dynamic Toastmasters Club is leading in terms of what can be done to keep a club engaging. So one of the suggestions and requests I always give to seasoned clubs, I'm going to share over here. The best way to learn is not just to go ahead and learn, but only when you start teaching people will that learning be cemented for all of you. Now, you guys have done a fantastic job. You are rocking as a club. If you would be able to take this knowledge and start sharing it to all the new clubs, this will be an inspiration and a very clear plan for all the new clubs in what they have to do and how they have to lead. No more are you in the learning curve. You mastered the learning curve. And I think it's your duty at this point of time to start planning how to share this knowledge with all the clubs in our district, because by learning and by leading, we all will grow together. This is my request to all of you as the program quality director. Today, go ahead, have fun, enjoy this milestone. From tomorrow, let's work together, not just to make sure your club reaches its next milestone in style, but to also make sure that our entire district benefit by having a club called Dynamic Leaders Toastmasters Club. Once again, congratulations to all of you on your milestone. Back to the MCs of the day.
Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Aarti Mangalam. Your words are well noted, and we will definitely do our best to support the entire district. We are extremely delighted to have you here and listen to your hard wonderful speech. You are always inspiring us with your vibrant energy and profound thoughts. Thank you so much. What is next, Janaki?
You know something? Fun learning has been part of Toastmasters from day one. Here we have Toastmaster Rohini to give us fun activities. Toastmaster Rohini is a software engineer with 8 years of experience, fun-filled and a sports lover. Feels fearful inside and courageous outside. I thought she's talking less type, but after talking to her, I came to know she's a jovial and a fun-filled person. She loves to create deeper connections and so loves reading, listening to music, and dancing. She's good at playing chess, throwball, and badminton. Does this sound creative and fun? Let's join, participate, and enjoy fun activity. Over to Rohini, Toastmaster Rohini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janaki. 100th day. This word always bring me memory of 100th day celebration of movies in front of theaters. For those who don't know, let me explain. On the 100th day of screening, fans used to celebrate with pouring milk on the cutouts of hero of that particular film. From there only I learned we have to celebrate 100th day. Nowadays, youths are celebrating 100th day of successfully into a relationship. Let's celebrate our 100th meeting in our own way. How many of you here think fun happens 90% of the time when we do things wrongly? Doing right thing is always serious and doing wrong is always funny. Do you agree? Okay, let's have fun. Whoever does not make mistake gets the real takeaway of this session. Our first fun activity is hand to eye coordination activity. Watch me carefully. You have to hold your nose in one hand and ears in one hand, and it should be crossed like this. Clap and change your hands and the ears. Can you try? Okay. Okay, now we are going to keep a time for 30 seconds. You do left and right counts one cycle. So for next 30 seconds, we will try how many times you are able to do it. After doing it, you can send it in the chat window, like how many times you did it. We'll figure out who's the winner. Let me set the timer. One second. Oh, everybody is practicing. Practice makes perfect. But you have to speed up, okay? Let's start the timer. I'm starting the time. Okay, everybody try. Faster. Faster. Clap in between. Clap in between. Faster. 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 Count. How many? Faster. Faster. 15 seconds more. 14 seconds. 10. Okay. Zoom master, I hope you have the focus in the gallery view. Okay. The time ends. Thank you. That's great. I can see people are moving their hands here and there. Please send the counts, like how many times you did. Okay, our next fun activity is kind of, yeah, it was fun. Okay, couldn't count. Guess how much you could have done. How many times you could have done correctly, not wrongly. Okay, though this competition is for doing wrong, count only rightly done. Okay, those who make many mistakes, you can try even after with your kids. And the next one we'll have is kind of Pictionary. Please everybody take paper and pencil. Those who don't have a paper and pencil, it's okay. Whoever have it, please take it. Those who don't have it, you can just imagine. Okay. Now draw a circle. draw a circle and draw a triangle inside the circle. And you have to draw a circle, triangle inside the circle, and draw a line which passes through one of the corner of the triangle. Yes. Zoom master, can you keep focus into gallery view so that I can ask them to show it?
Should we draw
Yeah,
tangent? Is it
can
a
you all
tangent?
show it?
Is it a tangential line?
Sorry?
Is it a tangential line?
No, the line should pass through your one of the corner of the triangle. Okay, let me reveal. I couldn't. Yeah, I have seen Aswati ma'am's drawing. Okay, Vaishnavi. Okay. Okay. Let me show what I have drawn. Okay, and then don't. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, let's go to the second picture because I don't want to reveal the second picture by sharing the window right now. Okay, let's go to the second picture, which is you have to draw a square with rounded corner. All the corners should be rounded. You know, rounded square, right? Rounded corners. Corner should be round. And draw a circle inside that square. And divide that circle into 4 halves. Okay, I'll repeat. Draw a square and draw a circle. Draw a square with rounded corners. Draw a circle. Oh, sorry. Draw a square with rounded corners. Draw a circle inside the square and divide the circle into 4 halves. That's my second picture. Okay.
4 quarters.
Can you all show it? Janaki, it's okay. It's going and coming. Okay. Rounded square, circle, 4 halves. Done. And Vaishnavi, yes, done. Okay, ma'am. Okay, I saw Satya Akila ma'am's one. Okay. Okay, Satya sir also same kind of thing. Okay, let me show. And nobody should say something like Rogini, you didn't give proper instruction. Okay, because that's the fun. No. Sorry, when she share the screen, it's going here and there. Okay, share. Okay, this is the picture 1. Okay, can you see picture 1?
Yeah.
A circle with a triangle and a line passing through the corner of the triangle. And the second picture, a square with rounded corner and a circle inside the square, and it's divided into 4 halves. Okay. I think we all came up with different shapes, but it was good. I know I'll have too many pictures today. Okay, let's go to the next activity. We have given works to our hands, works to our drawing skills. Let's use our tongue a little bit. It's a tongue twister. Okay, let me share the screen. Any volunteer to try this tongue twister? Any volunteers to try this tongue twister? Satya sir, can you try?
I will also try.
Okay, please. Which
Somebody
one you
else is
want?
volunteering. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir. I couldn't see their name, so whoever it is, can you just
Priya.
choose? Priya, please choose one.
Okay. Doctor.
Doctor, okay. Can you?
What I have to do?
You have to read it for next 30 seconds faster. Okay.
Oh,
Can I?
okay.
Can I switch on the timer? Are you ready?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
When a doctor doctors a doctor, does the doctor doing the doctoring doctor as the doctor being doctored wants to be doctored, or does the doctor doing the doctoring doctor as he wants to doctor? When a doctor doctors a doctor, does the doctor doing the doctoring doctor as the doctor being doctored wants to be doctored, or does the doctor doing the doctoring doctor as he wants to doctor? When a doctor doctors a doctor, does the doctor doing the doctoring doctor as the doctor being doctored wants to be doctored, or does the doctor doing the doctoring doctor as he wants to doctor? When a doctor doctors.
Okay. I think Priya could have practiced it. That's why she has chosen doctor.
From the childhood.
I did like with numbers like Satya sir. No, I gave the clue. Okay, let's. Is anybody else want to try the same one, or we can go for the next one?
Toastmaster Ashwati Rajan have raised her hand.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, 1 second. Yeah. Which one you try? You wanted to try, ma'am?
No. I can't see the screen. Is it
okay?
shared?
Big B, just words, just select, ma'am. Big B, Peter, watch, seashells, woodchuck.
Seashells.
Seashells, huh? Are you able to see? Okay.
No.
Okay, well, it seems my sharing has gone. 1 second. Seashells, right, ma'am? Yeah. Can you? Okay, let me set the time. Yes, ma'am, you can start.
She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. So if she sells shells on the seashore, I'm sure she sells seashore shells. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. So if she sells shells on the seashore, I am sure seashells, no, I'm sure she sells seashore shells. She sells seashells on the seashore. The seashells are surely seashells. So if she sells shells on the seashore, I am sure she sells seashore shells.
Okay, done. Ma'am, you have done twice, like you have completely read twice. Twice other time. Anybody else? Is there any other volunteer?
I would like to try.
Okay. The Toastmaster or?
Yeah, I'm a Toastmaster. I'm Toastmaster
No,
Jaiman.
I
Yeah.
Okay, which one you want to try, sir?
Big B.
Big B, okay. Yeah, can you let me set the time?
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Betty Butter has some butter, but she said this is butter's bitter. If I bake this bitter butter, it would make my batter bitter. Wait a minute. But a bit of bitter butter that would make my batter better. So she bought a bit of butter, better than her bitter butter, and she baked it in a batter, and the batter was not bitter, so it was better. Bought a bit of better butter. Betty bought her at some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I bake this bitter butter, everything is happening wrong when I'm speaking. It would make my batter better, but a bit of better butter that would make my batter better. So she bought a bit of better than her bitter
I
butter,
know,
and
I
she baked
really
it
know.
in her batter, and the batter was not bitter. So it was better. Betty bought a bit
I don't
of
know what
better
are we
butter.
reading. Which line are you into? I don't know. I couldn't make it.
Okay, so let me give a final
Go
try.
ahead, Abhina.
Yeah, let me give a final try. Betty
Okay.
butter had some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I bake this bitter butter, he would make my batter bitter, but a bit of better butter that would make my batter better. So she bought a bit of butter, better than a bitter butter, and she baked it in her batter, and the batter was not bitter. So that was better. Betty bought a bit of better butter. Oh God, this is really one of the toughest tongue twister I ever had.
Okay. Did you understand anything?
Yeah.
No. It's I'm just making fun. Okay. Did you understand anything from Betty Butter? Thing is, he got a bitter butter. He want a better butter. That's all. Complicating things. Okay. Who else want to try? Next one. Ma'am, is there any volunteer? I couldn't see any volunteers. Okay, let me ask Sridevi ma'am.
Me? Okay.
Yes. Ma'am, you have given so many speeches. Try one tongue twister.
Yeah, okay, I'll try. Maybe
Which one, ma'am? Big B, but watch.
woodchuck.
Woodchuck, ma'am. Okay. Ma'am, watch is the smallest one.
I know that kind of. It's quite tricky, you know. Let me try this.
Okay,
How much wood? Okay. How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood. One more time. Huh?
No, ma'am. Done. 30 seconds over. 30 seconds over. But we want you to do it faster.
Okay. So I teach children, to read them with the rhythm. So that's why it's quite easy.
Okay. Is there anyone else want to try? There is one more. I have Peter. You can try Peter.
I can try.
Okay, sir. Please, 1 second. Okay, sir. You can start.
Peter Piper. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Did Peter Piper pick a peck of pickled peppers? If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where is the peak of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked.
That's a great attempt, sir. Okay, with this, let's wind up the fun activity. We have more things to learn. Over to you, Ensign.
Thank you, Rohini, for the interesting session. We enjoyed it thoroughly. And I think Rohini deserves a round of applause. So let's give a round of applause for the wonderful fun activity session. Now it's time to pat our back. Yes, club accolades and achievements. Rohini, I request you to kindly turn off the screen share. Thank you. Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club has accomplished number of awards. Out of all, what we feel proud of is the educational awards achieved by our members. This year, we have achieved so many educational awards. So far, we have achieved 16 level 1, 9 level 2, 7 level 3, 6 level 4, 4 level 5s. Overall, we have achieved 42 educational awards. We have achieved 3 pathway completions, and 5 of the members are just in the last lap to complete the pathway. That is something applaudable. I request each and every one of the members to kindly show your flower clap for this wonderful achievement of the club. Thank you so much. Apart from this, we have also achieved other awards. Here we have a video presentation of all the club accolades and achievements. It was wonderful. Thank you, PR. Thank you, Zoom Master, for sharing the accolades of the club. We are supposed to have our second keynote speaker, but due to some technical difficulty, she couldn't join us today. We are going to have another session, another episode of 100th Milestone meeting, and she will be giving her keynote speech at that time. I'll let you know the details later. Thank you. Now, we hand over the session to the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ashwati and team.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sridevi. So here we are at the end of our special day meeting, our 100th milestone meeting, and I'm sure you would have enjoyed it to the core. It was filled with so many learnings and fun-filled activities. So before I start with my evaluation, let me call upon my team members, the timer of the day, Toastmaster Bipin.
Just a moment. Can I allow to team? Hello? Please allow to screen share, please.
Zoom Master, could you please make a timer as a co-host? Zoom Master?
No problem. We can move to the R counter.
Okay.
So let's welcome our R counter, Toastmaster Swati, to present her report.
All right. So we have had an excellent session all along 100th meeting. Can I proceed to share my screen, or would you like to just hear it directly? How do you like it? So
then you can present it directly.
Okay, all right. So our MCs, TM Sridevi and TM Janaki, have done excellent job. There's no in their performance. Story Web Contest Master, had to make a lot of stories, and imagination comes with some amount of drops, and therefore we happen to have a few repeats. Storytellers did amazing job, yet with insertions of couple of shows and by TM Rohini. TM Irshad happened to speak well a couple of times. TM Uma Maheshwari was flawless storyteller. TM Raghuram Ganeshan happened to have a few TM Sridevi and Vaishnavi did fantastic storytelling. TM Alicious Raj did a little TTM Manjuki Manohar surprisingly having the most contents in terms of our counter, and TM Rohini as fun activity was super flawless. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Swati, for your report. So next, let me call upon
Timer.
our timer. So if you are ready with your report, please proceed.
Good evening, all. This is my timer report. It's TTM Ashab sir is taking 29 minutes qualified, and all the story websites, TM Rovini ma'am, TM Ashab sir, everyone is qualified, and TM Rovini ma'am taking 40 minutes for the fun activities. Thank you, and over to the general value.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bibin. So let's move on to our grammarian, Toastmaster Priya. Toastmaster Priya, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So here is my grammarian report. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah. So these are the good usage of the words camaraderie, persona, chaotic, opulent, dignity, pursuing large dream, and essence. This is the motivational thought shared by Toastmaster Arfat sir. The enemy within you don't want to succeed you. And the second is, if words come from the heart, they will enter the heart. If they come from your tongue, they will not pass the ears. The word of the usage, today the word of the day is used by Toastmaster Satya Agila, Toastmaster Snehalata, and the guest James by 2 times, guest Swapnil, and guest Kartijay. Let's congratulate to all of you. Thank you, and over to you, Journal Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya, for presenting your report. So now it's time for my report. So it is well said that the celebration become live only when you have loved ones and well-wishers. And today I'm so elated to say that we had an overwhelming support from our fellow Toastmasters and guests, and had more than 50 guests with us. And thank you so much for joining us on this special occasion. It's true that Toastmasters meetings are full of learnings, and our learning started right at 2:45 when our SA started this meeting with a charismatic smile and a puzzling question. What a great way to start revitalizing and refreshing our brains. We had a beautiful message by Toastmasters International President Margaret Frage. Her 3-to-1 model is certainly one of the most important, or I would say the best takeaway from today's meeting. Friends, I'm sure you must have seen those colorful and sparkling fireworks during festivities. And today we had it here in the form of our vibrant MCs. What a power-packed presentation by both of them. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Sridevi and Toastmaster Janaki. The series of questions which our MC bombarded on us, having the same answer 100, 100, 100, when everyone were repeating that, when all were saying in one voice, it gave me a feel of oneness, and which is an important element of Toastmasters family. So that was a great start. And it's true that the high energy and spirits are infectious. And I could see that energy in each one of you. Of course, those who switched on their cameras. So what I loved the most in this meeting was that nostalgic feel which gave me goosebumps. Those pictures and our founder DTM Manju ma'am's speech. She took us back to those days when we were laying the foundation of this club. So thank you so much for that. And our keynote speaker Arfat Salim. Oh my God, what to say about him? Facing the enemy. I think all of us have joined Toastmasters to face our biggest enemy, glossophobia. And he touched a very specific topic which enlightened all of us and gave us some insights which will help us to fight our enemy and become better speakers for sure. So it was a wonderful session. This special meeting was beautifully crafted with special events like story web contests, fun activities, and haiku contests. I think the result is coming soon, and it was like a gift box full of surprise gifts inside, brain activities, tongue twisters, storytelling, whatnot, kindling the creativity, thoughts, and ideas of all. So it was a wonderful way to involve the participants. And we got an opportunity to listen to many interesting and even thought-provoking stories by our participants. So I must congratulate Toastmaster Satya, Toastmaster Rohini for doing a wonderful job today. And of course, the messages from our trio is always inspiring and motivating, which keeps us all going and doing better every time. So I think some celebrations are, it is okay to make mistakes if we are having celebration. So I am not going to point out or suggest anything about it. I think let's ignore and enjoy the moment for today. So thank you so much for joining us and making this event a grand success. Over to you, Toastmaster Sridevi.
Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ashwati and team. It's time to show our gratitude to the club's ex-coms over the years from the beginning for the sincere and diligent work to bring up our club to a greater height. We are in milestone meeting number 100. This is possible because of the ex-com team of every term. How can we sing in praise of them? When we asked this question, Toastmaster Uma Maheshwari came up with a beautiful poem. Toastmaster Uma Maheshwari is an author. She has released many books in English and Tamil as well. She is a motivational speaker and an inspiring leader we all look up to. I request Toastmaster Janaki to recite the poem that Toastmaster Uma Maheshwari has written for the ex-com team.
Journey. Moving towards the mission, marching ahead with the vision, taking the right decision with the team cooperation, working with aspiration, owning the responsibility, and with dedication, making success a possibility. What is in there for me? The question was never raised. What is in there for my club? The answer is constantly seeked. Always keeping up the bar, always keeping up the bar, making the club a beacon. Never hesitated so far for the job to be done. Team of 9 members joined as executive committee, but always remember club is their priority. But always remembers club is their priority. The work as a team for the club's success never searched fame or only their individual progress. A simple thank you is not sufficient. A simple thank you is not sufficient for your efforts and leadership. We salute your work that diligent for your spirit of commemoration. Thank you, Toastmaster Uma Maheshwari, for this wonderful poem.
Thank you, and I request all the members to kindly give your appreciations for the beautiful poem and as well as the ex-com teams of the 3 towns. Thank you. Now, this is the time we have to thank our milestone chair, Toastmaster Bindu, who has been working on bringing this day as bright as the sun and as colorful as the rainbow. She has been working on this for more than 100 days for this one day to mark the 100th milestone of the club as a memorable event to each and every one of us. The entire team, led by Toastmaster Bindu, worked tirelessly for everything to fall in the right place. Let's appreciate Toastmaster Bindu. Let's all applaud with a flower claps or a regular clap. You can unmute if you want to. Let's appreciate their meticulous efforts that brought this day the most cherishable one for Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club. I request the Zoom master to kindly spotlight the entire team who have been working behind the screen. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you, Milestone Chair, Toastmaster Bindu, for the wonderful coordination. She was accurate in doing everything meticulously. Every point was well taken care of, and the day became as bright as you are. Thank you, Toastmaster Bindu, for such a wonderful and diligent work. Thank you to all the members who have done their part in a very diligent way. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We have been learning for a while. That's no doubt. We have been learning for a while. In fact, 100 meetings, along with few messages, phone calls, lots of ideas, shares, and love. We have been learning for a while. We can craft, write, speak. We can lead many ways. We have been having fun and made beautiful, excellent, and always looking up memories. Pushing the horizon together over the limits. We haven't failed to do those things. We constantly push the horizon together over the limits. We gather our strength, inspiration, and energy from each other. You think it's just that? No, it's not just that. Let's keep going, going, going. Together, not alone. Because alone, we can go fast. Together, we can go far. Alone, we can go fast. Together, we can go far. Thank you to each and everyone who took the precious time to join us and mark your presence on the historic day of Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity. With this, let me hand our session back to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Satyagina.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Wow. Thank you so much, both the masters of ceremonies, Toastmaster Sridevi and Toastmaster Janaki, for taking us throughout the entire session. It was a flawless event. Thank you so much for that. So, celebration brings people together. Celebration brings a lot of happiness. Celebration is needed each and every time to cherish few moments and bring our memories into reality. So this occasion, I feel little bit sad that the celebration comes to an end today, but definitely we'll be having another celebration in another 25 weeks, which is our 125th celebration. So before moving on here, we have few guests who constantly support us during every meeting and who will be staying right from the start until the end. So one of the special guests is Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham. I would request Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham to share your thoughts with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, gracious President. First of all, congratulations, the Golden Ladies and the gold and platinum clad gents of this club. I have been one of the wise men, not because that I'm wise, but because your birth was there, I was one of the witnesses to your birth of this club. So I've always felt almost duty bound to start with, by attend whenever there's a call, invitation, and you've been very nice to me. Also, soon it became a selfish reason to come because I always got good speakers. You have definitely reached out to unexpected speakers, and you came up with innovations on as side games. These are learnings I enjoy. And of course, I came on a spying spree. Some of it carried to my club and tell guys, come on, this is how you do it. You don't mind that, right? It's plagiarism, in an honest, open world. Now, Medley, I've been privileged to participate, be part of, or plan, or whatever, many milestones over the last 8 years. This is a challenge for you. You will soon have a challenge. Today, for example, what made me swing was when you gave the awards, that tune that made me swing. So you will have to look for what will make people move, because the menu, I can tell you, is the same for all milestone speeches, events. But how do you prepare a different dish each time? I'm sure you will come through with it because you have a high intellectual capital. I've said that already, and that shows. And you have cohesion. You enjoy each other's success. So a century is nothing. It's like get Jadeja century, it's expected. I will keep a watch on how you go forward. I'm sure you will do well. All the best to you. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Joining the meeting is not an issue, but you switched on the video right from the start until now, and you were focusing each and every point that's happening in our meeting. That's really great, and hats off to you for that. Not everybody will do that, but you will do not only in this meeting, in every meeting. So thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Thomas. And we have our distinguished Toastmaster Partha over here. So we would like to hear a few words from distinguished Toastmaster Partha.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. First of all, congratulations to all of you, to all dynamic leaders of Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club on celebrating the 100th milestone. Whenever you look at leaders, there are different traits of a leader, but one trait is to ensure that apart from whatever you do in your own term as leader, how do you take it forward to the next leader? How do you groom the next set of leaders? And if you're doing that, then that is where you are creating a legacy. And I'm sure Dynamic Leaders is doing exactly that. They're not only doing great things for Dynamic Leaders Club alone, but also for all the Toastmasters and the Toastmasters community in general. So kudos to all of you for a wonderful job done. I know I was not able to watch the entire meeting today, but I'm definitely going to ask for the recording and watch it. And I hope I can relive the moments. I was hoping that, nobody reveals the suspense of whatever was happening or happened in the meeting. Thank you so much for inviting me, and glad to be part of the meeting. And I'm sure Dynamic Leaders will go a long way in showing their authority, that they are leaders in the making and for the making. Thanks to you. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Partha, for the beautiful words. Thank you. And we have another special person again who used to support us in every meeting, Toastmaster Satya Jayaraman from DXC Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Toastmaster Satya Jayaraman.
Thank you so much, Presiding Officer. I've been part of this club chartering ceremony, 25th milestone, 50th milestone, 75th, 100th, and I'm going to be there for all the future milestones as well. There are few names who will suit only for few people. For example, if I take my club, we call distinguished Toastmaster Partha as Sergeant at Arms, chartered Sergeant at Arms all the time. I think he is sick to death hearing such introductions all the time, but we still say it because the Partha sir is someone who leads it, right? So he always leads our club. So likewise, the name Dynamic Toastmasters Club is meant for a reason, because it's sincerely and truly dynamic. People here are from different platforms, different variety, and whenever I come here, I always take something new. And today also as well, when you thank the ExCom leaders who are always pillars of success behind the team, behind the screen, they always do all the work, but I don't know how many clubs recognize it. It's not purposefully they're forgotten or something, but it's just that it skips our mind. But it was so good to see that there is a separate minutes that has been allocated to wish them and thank them. That was a very, very kind gesture, and that is one takeaway for me from today. And love the fun-filled session and the dynamism you had today. Wishing you more and more milestones to come. This is just a beginning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Satya. When I called him over phone to invite for the meeting, I said you were there for all the meeting, so we are expecting you for the 100th milestone meeting. Then he said, no, you just rephrase it. Every time I learn something, and this time also I learned something from Dynamic Leaders Forum. That was the reply he gave. Thank you so much for that. And we have few other guests. We have guest Jayavallarasu Vasudev. Can we have Jayavallarasu Vasudev? Would you like to share your thoughts?
Okay. First of all, thank you so much and congratulations for reaching 100th milestone meeting. I had a great time with you all and you guys are proved that you are dynamic. So, and coming to the keynote speech, really I'm inspired by the speaker. And to be honest, you bring a very good speaker into the forum who set a stage on fire and made me to think something out of the box. So thank you so much for that. And all the role players who are here are doing a fantastic job. Everyone is a potential speakers, it seems actually. And I personally enjoyed the story web contest, which actually helped us to think in a different manner. Just by seeing the picture and narrating the story, it's not difficult. We have to organize our thoughts in order to deliver a good message or good content as well. So brilliant work has been done on that. And throughout the meeting, I was just traveling with you all. So I'm not feeling that I'm from another club. I'm just feeling I'm also one of the part in your club as well. So thank you so much for creating such a friendly environment. And I wish you all the best. And you guys can reach even more higher level. So thank you so much. And now I would like to say one more thing, because my mentor, Toastmaster Major Narayanan, have joined from the link which I sent. So yeah, now I would like to over to Major Narayanan, sir. So he wants to talk.
Good evening to Dynamic Leaders Toastmaster Club and all the role players and the people who've been burning the midnight oil in making the milestone meeting a grand success. I was traveling and suddenly when my mentee, Jaival, called me, sir, can you just join the meeting? I said, I'm just traveling here. How can you expect me to join? And lest I disturb my fellow passengers. He said, sir, it's one of the outstanding meetings you'd find. Please join. And what a way to go. I was not amused when he said dynamic leaders. The single word changed my perception. I was changing trains from Kerala to, I'm going towards Hyderabad. I got down. I was supposed to meet a friend here in Chennai, but I couldn't. I just sat through the entire meeting. I took in each and every word that has been spoken. I taken notes also, but only thing I was not able to come on camera because I thought if I'm coming on camera, the situation is not all that good. I'm in a busy railway station in Chennai and I'm about to get into the train. And the learnings that they had, such an energy, the energy was quite palpable. And the entire people who had spoken, they seemed to be possessed or charged or obsessed with a lot of energy, enthusiasm, and excitement. I wish the club all the success and may Jaival continue to invite me to such glorious meetings. All the best and Godspeed to you.
Wow, thank you so much, Major Narayan, and thank you so much, Jay Vallarasu, for sending the meeting link and you have invited for our milestone meeting. Really, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. If there is any other word beyond thank you, you can just put into that line. So thank you, both of you. Thank you so much. And we have few other guests. Toastmaster Aloysius Raj, would you like to share your thoughts? Okay. We have Toastmaster Aishwarya. Would you like to share your thoughts, Toastmaster Aishwarya? Toastmaster Aishwarya is from Downtown Speakers Forum. She joined.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hi.
No problem.
So right now I'm in another laptop and I just quickly logged in back to your milestone meeting again. I just finished a speech at another club, as I mentioned to you, Toastmaster Satya. So first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to your milestone meeting. It was indeed a great one. Achieving 100 is not an easy one. And now I just came to know that the club started that too in a pandemic period. And that's really hard. Okay, so congratulations on reaching a 100 milestone, and wishing you all the very best in your future meetings as well. And looking forward to, to meet you all in the upcoming meetings. And this session was an absolute one. And I think I missed the TEDx speaker session alone, I think. But it's okay. I'll catch that later. Thank you so much for the invite.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya. She joined the meeting, she logged off in between, and again she joined back to our meeting, and that's really great achievement for us. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aishwarya. So is Toastmaster Aloysius Raj, would you like to share your thoughts?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have never seen a meeting which is edutaining like the one which I witnessed right now. The amount of goosebumps I got from the beginning till the end, I can't, I'm out of words to express. That's the amount of energy that you guys radiate. I'm extremely happy to be a part of this. I somehow saw a WhatsApp status of, I think, Toastmaster Selvi. I think I'm so grateful that she shared it and I was able to join this meeting. So from the beginning till the end, I had a blast. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aloysius Raj. Thank you. So we'll have a feedback link posted in the chat box. You can share your thoughts in that feedback link also. So now we are almost at the end of the celebration. So this moment, it's great privilege for me to be the presiding officer for the 100th milestone meeting. Definitely, and I should thank all my club members for that, especially. So thank you. I have a list of members to express my gratitude. So first of all, I would like to thank our district director, Toastmaster Satish Menon, Distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri, Club Growth Director, and Distinguished Toastmaster Aarti Mangalam, Program Quality Director, for their inspiring words. Though they were traveling and in spite of their busy schedule, they joined on time and they delivered their address. Thank you so much. And I would like to express my gratitude towards Distinguished Toastmasters Subramaniam, Distinguished Toastmaster Durga, and Toastmaster Jitendran, who were our club sponsors and mentors when we were chartered. So thank you so much for your support. And another person, I don't have any other word to say about her. She's being the pillar of a mother of this Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club, I should say. Whenever we need help, she definitely pitch in and she's ready to help us. She always lend our hands, and she is the one who's working behind the Dynamic Leaders Forum and not letting us down. So thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster Manju K. Manohar, for your continuous and constant support you extended to us, and hope you will be doing that in the future also. And we have few members for the 100 weeks, right from the chartering until now. They are staying with us. Toastmaster Ashwati, Toastmaster Ishit, Distinguished Toastmaster Manju, Toastmaster Peratu Selvi, Toastmaster Rohini, Toastmaster Rosa, Toastmaster Satyanarayanan, Toastmaster Sridevi, and Toastmaster Suresh Mali. Thank you so much for staying with us, and we expect you to continue your stay with us and make our Dynamic Leaders Forum to the next level. And I would like to thank Ocean's Toastmaster Club, who's our sponsor club in the beginning, and we owe one to Ocean's Toastmaster Club, definitely. Not the least, our milestone chair, Toastmaster Bindu, who was working tirelessly, and she's really a cool person. Lot of hiccups, lot of issues came up, but she handled it very smoothly. Thank you so much for not putting so much pressure on me, Toastmaster Bindu. And our ExCom members who are behind us, who are working behind the screen. Now you can see a lot of WhatsApp messages and Zoom chat messages to make this event a flawless one. Everybody have worked, and all the members of Dynamic Leaders Forum, I thank you all for this great occasion. And I personally request all of you to stay with us till the end. I don't know what to say, but we need all of you to stay with us and make Dynamic Leaders Forum Club one among the top clubs in District 120. Thank you so much. And now it's time for the results. So Zoom Master, could you please share the certificates? So the first, we are going to announce the result for the haiku contest, and it's Toastmaster Dr. Ashwati Rajan. All the haikus have been sent separately to the judges. The judges don't know who have written which haiku, and they have selected the haiku. And Toastmaster Dr. Ashwati Rajan, congratulations. And you'll be getting a special gift from Dynamic Leaders Forum Toastmasters Club. Now, for the story web contest, the second place goes to Toastmaster Aloysius Raj. Congratulations, Toastmaster Aloysius. Are you here? Okay.
Oh, I never expected this.
Congratulations.
This is a huge honor. Thank you.
Congratulations.
To Dynamic Leaders Forum. Thank you.
Thank you. And the first place, okay, again, the second place over here, Toastmaster Sridevi Srinivasan. I think it's a tie. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sridevi Srinivasan. And first place goes to our distinguished Toastmaster Manju K. Manohar. Congratulations, distinguished Toastmaster Manju K. Manohar. You wrote as usual. Thank you. Thank you so much. So with this, I officially adjourn meeting number 100. Thank you so much. And the floor is open for socializing.